This is Fallon this week, and I'm back with a topic that on the surface seems very simple, but is actually fascinatingly complicated and perhaps deserving of a little theory here and there. Basically, Mitch tossed me a Gama Sutra article this week that basically is titled F2P Idle Clicker Games Are Making the Jump from PC Mobile to Consoles. Idle clicker games, in case you're not familiar with this genre, are games like Adventure Capitalist, Ian Bogoss' Cow Clicker, or Eric Fredrickson's Progress Quest, which are some of the oldest ones, Adventure Capitalist being the newest one, and a whole host of games in between, such as Clicker Heroes and others. But here's the thing about this. These games, basically, they don't do anything except require you to click. Ian Bogoss, who now currently has a position in academia as a professor at Georgia Institute of Technology. This is a guy who has multiple degrees in philosophy and comparative literature and has moved from University of Southern California, University of Los Angeles to currently Georgia Institute of Technology. Who has also written a book titled Alien Phenomenology, or What It's Like to Be a Thing, that he published in 2012, which I encourage you to go get if you're interested in taking advantage of, your Amazon subscription. He basically created Cow Clicker. He's an old video game geek and created Cow Clicker as a parody of this genre, way back when. And the thing about that is he ran that game as kind of like a test, as kind of like an experiment, just to see how many people would click the cows. And really, Cow Clicker was just, you would click a cow, and then like every 6 hours, it would respond with a moo, and you would get a new cow or something like that. I never played it myself, but I did love the concept and the idea. But he created that basically as a parody, as a satire, criticism really on the clicking, the whole idle clicking genre, the genre that doesn't want to exist in the terms of Anthony Pecorella from Congregate. They are often jokes that propagate and grow the genre. These games that basically these creators create that require nothing more than a click every now and again, and reward you by making you have to click even less, like Adventure Capitalist does. That you're so good you can actually hire AI managers to click for you. Steam even had one of their games. It was basically just a clicker game, and it would run whether you clicked it or not. There's a lot of the dynamics in these games that they pull from other games, and that's one of the points of this article, is that they were surprised about the number of people or the kinds of people, rather, not only the number but the kinds of people that play these games. You expected casual gamers, but they're actually mostly to the tune of 70%. Identify themselves as core gamers, 20% identify as hardcore gamers, only 10% identify as casual gamers. And so basically they come up with the idea that part of what draws people to this is the mechanics that they take from other games. Achievements, for example. Achievements are most likely one of the biggest draws for these games. And anybody who's an achiever likes a game where they don't have to put in a whole lot of effort to get the achievement. You can write in the background, get the achievement, that sort of thing. You can only imagine what kind of other type of people play these games. But it's not a condemnation entirely of someone's intelligence. I mean, I think this also bridges into Skinner box kind of psychology, in the sense that the Skinner box, developed by Skinner, basically rewarded a pigeon, or mouse. I can't remember what it was. They pushed the thing and they pushed the button or the lever or whatever, and randomly a kibble would come out, and the pigeon or mouse would eat the kibble. It wouldn't come out all the time. So it was kind of like casinos. Casinos have been taking advantage of this mechanic forever. I mean, the biggest physical manifestation of the idle clicker game is what? Is the slot machine. Only the slot machine requires you, of course, to pay money and pull the lever. So you have to click every time, basically, to play. But really, it's nothing more than pulling the lever and putting in your quarter or your dollar or whatever, and waiting for the things to spin around and come up with, hopefully, a jackpot or not. And it's random, so people will just pull these levers all night long and insert money waiting for that jackpot. This has to do with human psychology. This has to do with the hope for some reward. This has to do with, minimal effort for the rewards that you're getting. So this is a whole genre that is, Ian's point with Cow Clicker was that's exactly what's happening to your brain. Is you're basically being rewarded in very much the same way that you're not even aware of. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with intelligence so much as susceptibility to this kind of mechanic that works in your brain and works in animals' brains too, and that casinos have been profiting from for decades, and other forms of gaming and gambling. And of course, there's a large number of people who would critically say that this is not actually gaming. This is a game that tricks you into thinking you're playing a game, by rewarding you, by doing that stuff. But then, again, we come back to the point that they draw mechanics from other games. Well, they also display mechanics that other people import into games, such as bots, right? A bot lets you play a game and get the rewards and everything without playing it. Blizzard's fishing, for example, you have to basically fill up the bar. You click and you fish and you fill up the bar. And that's all it is. That's what idle clicker games are. You click and it fills up the bar, or you get a new cow or something like that. It requires nothing more than just you participating by clicking, by pushing the lever like the little pigeon in the Skinner box. And then people go and they develop bots to play their characters for them, so that they don't have to play their characters. They've done this in almost every MMO that has ever been created. And so, what is this human desire to not play the game, right? To go and basically, reduce the activity for the achievement or the kibble to as little as possible. I mean, this is laziness, right? This is, can I just do as little as possible, minimalist gaming, to get my reward? And, that's attractive to some people. And the thing about it is it doesn't seem to matter where the game has more design to it or not in many cases. I mean, I guess you could say it's a result of bad game design, maybe grind, maybe the fact that fishing is just, in for example, like World of Warcraft, that's just all it is. Click, fill up the bar, click, fill up the bar, click, fill up the bar. I mean, that's a problem, isn't it? Except in a marketing design, right? You're looking only for sales. You're looking only for the number of people that play your game. The statistics are very friendly to these sorts of games. And you know why that is because in a market-driven economy, in a market-driven design, the lowest common denominator wins. The more people that have access to your games, the more successful you are. The more they play your games or run your games, even if they're not actually playing your games, the more successful you are. And then, of course, there's the psychological tricks that are keeping them playing your games, keeping them in the casino, keeping them clicking the cows, keeping them pushing the lever for the kibbles. And it all looks wonderful in numbers, except it's not. It's horrible. It's basically a number of people who've basically been turned into click zombies who love the little rewards that they get and who are compelled to keep on clicking. And that's what this is. And it rewards you in numbers, it rewards you in money, it rewards you in that sort of thing. And anybody can play. It rewards you for accessibility. Okay, anybody with the ability to click a finger. Okay, I almost feel like Stephen Hawking could play this game, just despite the advanced level of his disease or anything else. And while I realize that might sound like an insult, it's not. It's one of those things where, You don't need to be anybody to play these games. And so everybody can be a winner. And that's appealing to a lot of people. You know, I mean, losing, finding out that you're not as good, only being able to compete on a certain level, you know, our tender egos get hurt by things like that. If the game is too complex, we get frustrated and put it down. You know, it's the same reason why, you know, keeping up with the Kardashians is still making money for them. You know, it's one of those things where it's basically, it's easy. It doesn't require you to think about it too much. It's basically baby food, you know, for you. And almost anybody can eat baby food. So it's basically available to everyone. And likewise, almost everyone will have access to it. And likewise, they'll be compelled to play it thanks to the psychology at work. And likewise, it will look great in terms of amount of hours dumped into it because you can play it in the background because you don't really have to play it at all. And it runs on anything. And you can spend money to probably get more options, just like you do with these, you know, pay-to-play games, you know, or, you know, whether it's buying other cows or whether it's buying other levels of achievement or whatever, just keep on clicking. It's an up and up in terms of numbers. But this is one of those cases where the numbers don't tell the story. You know, they don't tell the story of a game that is nothing more than just clicking. They don't tell the story of a game that is not succeeding for any good reason. You know, and you might say, well, it's still succeeding. It's like, yeah, but if all you care about is the numbers at the end of the day, then again, that's just a statistics market-driven philosophy. And it falls short because it's not, you know, looking at the game for any kind of qualities besides how many clicks, how many hours, how much money, how many people. And you know, this is an excellent example of where that philosophy falls woefully short. You know, where just because it's accessible and played and you know, a lot of people are compelled to click this and keep playing this game, that doesn't make it a good game. That doesn't make it worth playing. That doesn't even make it healthy. It doesn't mean its design is anything to write home about. It's in fact simply a hack to, you know, increase all those numbers. Game the system, as it were. And by gaming brains, by gaming people. And you know, yeah, kudos to the people who feel that success is measured by the ability to accomplish that. But look, that doesn't make you, just because, you know, you can get those ratings, just because you can get, you know, those hours of contribution by people, doesn't make your product worthwhile, at least on any other kind of value sense. It just makes it, you know, playing to the numbers. But the numbers, unfortunately, have no idea about the story that's going on there, have no idea about the game design that's going on there. It's simply a reflection that the numbers don't tell a lot of important things about the games, either about games or shows or movies or anything else. You know, and this is why we can't measure success by he who sells the most, or he who has the most players, or he who has, you know, the most number of hours, or anything. You can't measure success that way, folks. Quantitative analysis only goes so far. This is Fallon, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Enjoyed listening to this episode? Well, help support the show with your next Amazon purchase by bookmarking pauseyourgame.com/Amazon, allowing you to shop Amazon normally while also helping out Pause Your Game. And hey, it'll help us keep that singular light on. And maybe, someday, we can also get a fan. And also more content. We'll definitely put out more content. So if you like listening, make sure your next game purchase through Amazon is through our link, pauseyourgame.com/Amazon. And hey, If you're looking for a great game suggestion, go to pauseyourgame.com/store, where you can purchase games that we at Pause Your Game have already approved of, straight from Amazon. Thanks for listening, everybody.